And it's going to be played on Nimbus. Introducing in the lower left position from Team Red Bloods from Denmark, it is Lillekanin. His opponent, currently teamless as far as I know, frozz in the lower right, playing as the Yellow Terran. The last game, frozz went for a for a fairly economical opening, and Lillekanin responded, or well, not responded. It was his plan all along. He went for a Banshee opening into not a expansion as you would expect, most likely, but he went for a second barracks and just kept on the pressure. frozz was able to defend, counter drop 2 times in that game, extend his lead, and just basically take out all Lillekanin's production with the second drop and take the game. Ooh. Ooh, the trash dog. The trash dog is here. Brace yourselves, guys. The trash dog has come. Both players opening with gas first, so going to be a fast factory. This is a big map, so I mean, in my mind, only 2 builds make sense on this map: a command center first, or a quick factory, because it gives you good map control. Be it either with Hellions or quick starport units. So here we have the factory for frozz. Let me actually just kind of switch this over. And here we have it for Lillekanin as well, at the entrance. frozz is doing a good job of building his wall at the ramp in such a way that Lillekanin, if he sends a unit out there, he will not be able to scout anything. Second gas being taken for frozz, so he's definitely going with that faster starport and banshees, but so is Lillekanin. So it looks like both players have chosen an identical build to do. There's the starport for frozz, slightly cleaner on the execution here for frozz than for Lillekanin, I have to say. And frozz did also get 1 more marine, so there has to be something going wrong for Lillekanin. The reactor being added on, Widow Mine to defend the front. frozz scouting in the meantime, wanting to find out where his opponent is. It's enough for him to go here and see that, oh, you're not there, so I know I have to send my Banshee to the bottom left. Lillekanin in the meantime opting to go for Hellions in instead of the mines. For map control, he's going to find his opponent very quickly. Mine still not burrowed. And it's going to be a medvac actually, so this is really interesting, because usually when you get the second gas you go for banshees, not medevacs. Lillekanin definitely is going banshees, by the way, with cloak as well. So this is baffling to me. Why would you get a second gas when you just want to go with medevacs? I don't think you need a second gas for that, or at least not as quickly. I'll have to see how this build unfolds to see where this is going, but definitely the drop is coming in. Will... Oh, did not see the Banshee, I don't think. And frozz has no idea. Now he's going to see the second gas. Unloads the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine does burrow. Is it going to be targeted? Oh, is not. It wasn't manually targeted, so he only got 1 SCV kill and 1 SCV kill. The scan will take it out. So, not a very worthwhile drop there for frozz. Raven on the way for Lillekanin in case frozz will be getting Banshee as well. Oh! That was a big mistake there for Lillekanin, sending that Banshee too close to the Viking and the Marines before the cloak was finished. That was like 1 second from being done when the Banshee went down. So both players are going to be expanding now. frozz might actually... he did delay that for a little bit, did get that SCV. will be getting his own command center right now. Now, I still want to know where this is going, because look at the gas count for frozz. He's at like 350, and he's not actually getting any upgrades. No stim, no +1, no nothing. It's just the gas is just climbing for him. Higher and higher and higher, and he's not making any use of it. Okay, tanks, good, but still 300 gas remaining in that bank. And I'm really baffled as to why you would go to gas so early. I mean, those could have been more SCVs. That could have been a faster expansion. Anything, just not this. So definitely Lillekanin's build a little bit more streamlined. And here comes the Banshee again. Has to be careful of not getting picked off. Frozz doesn't see it. Does he have enough for a scan, though? That is the question. He scans, but will not get it. Banshee will escape one volley away from dying from those two Vikings, and Lillekanin will just circle around and go back. And I don't think there are any more scans available, so Lillekanin could actually get a lot of Marines with this. There is a scan. Frozz doesn't realize this. Is he going to scan? Yes, he does. Picks up the Banshee. See what he lost so far. 2 Widow Mines, 2 SCVs, and 3 Marines. Not that bad considering that he killed 2 Banshees already. Now, in terms of army, frozz is going to be playing bio, so his army supply is going to be, or unit count should I say, army supply is going to be rising similarly quickly, but his unit count is going to be rising way faster than his opponents. He still has this drop over here to be as annoying as possible. And Lillekanin actually putting a tank up here that's going to make his frontal defenses much weaker than it would have been otherwise. He only has those Vikings in there, which frozz also has to be careful about, because if he loses... oh, this is not good. This drop is not doing very well. Oh! Oh! He just lost that medevac! Which means there is no point in Lillekanin keeping that tank up, and he can reinforce the front door. Oh, frozz could have capitalized so much on that advantage, but he clicked a little bit too far. If he unloaded over here, everything would have been fine. That was the one blind spot that Lillekanin had over there. So, right now frozz should wait at least until his stim pack is down, but even then he should not be looking to storm the ramp, but rather drop, because again, when you stim, yes, you have more firing rate, you have higher DPS output, but you lose 10 hit points on those Marines. And versus a tank-based defense, this could be devastating, especially if you don't have high ground vision and you don't have air superiority, which Lillekanin is probably going to maintain all the time with that Viking count. He's not even getting medevacs. So... I don't know, I mean, if I were frozz, I would probably just try to take a third base a little bit faster. And then try to continuously take pokes at my opponent, at his economy, try to get some drops in, maybe. Oh, he sees the third CC, so this should force him to expand himself. Or go for a combat shield timing here. When the combat shields are down, that actually offsets the disadvantage of the stim, so you could try and unload those Marines. Oh, this was not the best of drops that I have seen in a long time. These Marines did completely nothing. Unfortunately for frozz, he is going to lose one medevac. Gets a Viking for his troubles, but nothing much else, and the army supplies are still relatively even in terms of unit counts, 5 tanks to 5. It's very important for Lillekanin, for frozz to keep that tank count parallel to his opponent until such a time that he's on 3 base economy and he can start pumping marauders out of his barracks, which is starting to add on right now. I think this is like the most underestimated area to get drops into the mineral line, and at least in this game, because Lillekanin is not putting up any defenses, so that's certainly an option for frozz. if he only just scanned and saw that there are no... But this is a pretty obvious spot on the other hand, and I'm fairly surprised that frozz does not have any missile turrets over here. Except in the main mineral line, but still, he should have like 2 more, or maybe 1 more up here. Just to be sure that a Doom drop, for example, does not, or 4 medevac drop does not make it inside, because that is a pain to deal with, especially if you have siege tanks unloaded on that high ground. Lillekanin establishing his 3rd base without any trouble whatsoever. So did frozz. And Lillekanin is going to be playing very slowly from this point on. He needs to start adding on additional factories, build up his tank count, get his upgrades going. His armories are just now finishing, so... Well, actually, he's already getting... He probably forgot the 2nd armory, or just did not want to go double upgrades. There we go, frozz storming in, but this is not a good fight. He took 3 hits on his marines there. He does have those combat shields, however, so he's going to be trading very well against the enemy marines. But how about these tanks? Auto turrets can actually be very potent versus tanks like this. Or even landing those Vikings on top of those tanks could have damaged them greatly. That might have been a worthwhile thing for Lillekanin to do. Is he going to take a ninja base over here, or is this just a scout if his opponent does not have additional bases elsewhere? At the same point, this is very much so, like, you can drop units in here and send your other army the long way around through, purposefully through the detection radius of the sensor towers. Actually, this it's extending all the way towards here. Never mind, I didn't say anything. Lillekanin just built those, and the positioning could not have been better for him. He'll see every drop coming in. 1 taken out over here, but the Hellbats did make it through. 13 SCVs killed so far. Piracy count heavily in favor of Lillekanin, actually, so he just doesn't know what to do with his income. He can actually take a 4th base if he wants to. As I say that, there's a 4th command center. It's going to be up to frozz to figure out something, because I have a feeling that Lillekanin is going to be... He is in his element right now. He has fortified all of his bases, his tank count is rising. Here come the Marauders finally, so frozz can start maybe trading the army away. The key thing, actually, if you're playing versus Mag, both as... and he's going tanks, both as a Terran and as a Zerg, for example, is keeping the tank count as low as possible. So doing small drops here and there, picking off a tank or another one is very beneficial to you in the long run. But we have a huge drop in the natural base. 1 medevac gets taken down. A lot of these units still inside. Seeker missiles will take out those tanks and a couple more units. 1 tank still remaining, and well, this is just trading economy for units at this point. There's no way of getting out of there. All the medevacs have been taken out. He could try and take out that command center, however. That would be nice. At the same time, he's got more units over here. Lillekanin already scanning that, afraid that he'll use the 3rd, but no, frozz GG's, and the reason for that was actually the drop at his natural that he had no means of defending. Well, it's 1-1 and we shall go into game number 3.